Oshi no Ko hit hard and fast in its April 2020 debut, and by November 2024, its thrilling saga was over. With fans already aware of Aka Akasaka's particular talents as a writer on Kaguya-sama, Love is War, with additional commitment of him solely as the author with Mengo Yukoiri illustrating, it was sure to be a brilliant journey into the world of entertainment and its many unseemly flaws. But Oshi no Ko's ending famously didn't generate the satisfaction fans were perhaps hoping for, with multiple characters arguably facing the worst conclusions to their arc imaginable and no action beyond that. Despite fans holding out hopes for the series to land the plane, the manga didn't produce what they had hoped for, broadly being declared 2024's most high-profile series to receive a poor ending. But as the anime remains ongoing, it's fair to wonder if the series still truly ended as poorly as people felt at the time. Oshi no Ko had the worst possible conclusion for its villain. How Oshi no Ko's main villain finally met his end. Much of the controversy surrounding Oshi no Ko's ending is centered around the handling of Hikaru Kamiki, Aqua and Ruby's father and the main antagonist. While there was some controversy when Kamiki seemingly had a change of heart and Nino was revealed to be the true villain, Oshi no Ko's final few chapters reconfirmed that Hikaru Kamiki was the main villain and went into excruciating detail on how manipulative and sadistic he was. Because of that, people were once again excited about the final conflict for the series, especially with the story winding down toward a finale. Unfortunately, Kamiki still ended up being dealt with nowhere nearly as well as people hoped for. After Kamiki gloated about his murders and how Aqua couldn't kill him without hurting Ruby's reputation, Aqua stabbed himself and threw Kamiki and himself into the ocean so people would think it was a murder-suicide, all of which made Kamiki gradually lose his cool facade as he was powerless to do anything. Hikaru Kamiki, despite years of build-up in Oshi no Ko, was dealt with incredibly anticlimactically, and for anyone who had been reading from the very start, it was nothing but disappointing. Oshi no Ko ends without anyone getting a happy ending. No one is truly better off in Oshi no Ko's finale. Another major problem people had with Oshi no Ko's ending was how it ended without anyone getting a happy ending. As cheap as it would have been for Aqua to miraculously survive his murder-suicide with Kamiki, the point of Aqua's character arc was his trying to find a way to be happy after AI's death and all the terrible stuff he went through as Goro Amamiya, and as such, Oshi no Ko ending with Aqua dying without ever doing anything for himself gave the impression that his character arc went nowhere. The other characters didn't fare much better. Kana never got clarity on Aqua's feelings for her, Akane could never form an equal relationship with Aqua, either platonically or romantically, Miyako never got to have Aqua and Ruby genuinely treat her like their mother, and everyone else connected to Aqua never got any true closure with him, either. Oshi no Ko ended with everyone simply being worse off for Aqua's death, and the final chapter having a montage of everyone moving past Aqua's death as opposed to showing the steps they had to go through only emphasized that fact. Oshi no Ko's finale betrays the central conceit of the manga, how Oshi no Ko drops the ball in its final chapter. Oshi no Ko prided itself on its deconstruction of the entertainment industry that showcased how unhealthy it was for people, and that deconstruction included gradually breaking down AI's character to show how flawed she was and how those flaws could negatively affect herself and others, with AI even indirectly playing a part in Kamiki becoming a villain. Because of that, Oshi no Ko having Aqua die to protect Ruby's career without thinking about Ruby's feelings as a person felt at odds with the manga's critiques of the entertainment industry, which further emphasized the feeling of the ending wasting people's time. Oshi no Ko's divisive ending continues an unfortunate trend for its author. Aka Akasaka keeps failing right when it counts the most. Oshi no Ko's ending is undoubtedly controversial, and what makes it worse is that this isn't the first time that's happened to one of Aka Akasaka's works in recent years. As beloved as Kaguya-sama, Love is War is, the final arc is often derided for how poorly it resolved Kaguya's family issues and various other character arcs, and his latest series, Love Agency, was outright cancelled after barely a year of serialization. Oshi no Ko's controversial ending reinforces the growing idea that Aka Akasaka is bad at ending his stories, and unfortunately, that opinion won't go away anytime soon. The growing backlash to Aka Akasaka has even bled into his future projects. It was recently announced that Aka Akasaka is writing a new fantasy manga with illustrations by Ajichika of Record of Ragnarok fame, and while it's been generating plenty of hype, many of the responses have been from people already writing it off as doomed to fail based on Akasaka's previous track record. The controversial reception of Oshi no Ko could very well affect the popularity of Aka Akasaka's upcoming manga, and while it would be great if that weren't the case, it's easy to see why. Could Oshi no Ko's anime fix its ending? While Oshi no Ko's anime has so far stayed the course, delivering 3 excellent seasons with a final installment on the way. While fleshing out the scenes written could produce a more satisfying execution, with some fans throwing a rumor around of an alternate ending, the fact remains that the series, even with its emotional final notes, will likely leave a similar impression on its anime viewers. This hasn't stopped Doga Kobo from producing some truly outstanding adaptations of pivotal moments from the series, with the series' singular most inflammatory moment brought to life in Season 3. But unless a drastic change of pace or a more expansive epilogue is provided to ease the blow, anime-only audiences will likely have a similar reaction.